And immediately I had this thought to get the game Boggle out. I think a lot of you guys are familiar with the game Boggle. It's a bunch of letter dice, and you shake it up and you see how many words you can find. Anyway, I was like, alright, this is very strange, but I'm just going to do it. And I shake up the dice, and I see what I can find, and I can only find like 15 letters, 15 words. Just like it's coming through. 15 words, and I'm like, okay, well, that's all there is. And then something within me says, yeah, are you sure? And it's not really a voice in my head. I don't hear voices. I just get thoughts that are downloaded to my consciousness. And so I got this strong feeling that there was more. And so I shifted the board to the left, and I found like 10 more. And then I was like, okay, that's all there is. And then again, shift the board, there's more. And I went full circle, and I ended up finding like, what was it? I don't know, 56 words or something. And it came to me that, this is why the same thing happens to you over and over again, is because you're only looking at it through one perspective. If you look at all the different angles of it, then you get a whole bunch more information, so that it doesn't need to come back. You're looking at it through, heaven's eyes or kaleidoscopic eyes, which really floored me. I'm like, where did this come from? This isn't me. Like, I don't think like this. And then, again, downloaded to me, allow me to introduce myself. I am your guide. Okay. Interesting. And then it just didn't stop. It just kept pouring forth all this information. It just flooded out of me. All I could do is just write it down before fully understanding or grasping it. And so I remember having another conversation with them that I was like, why is it that I can't see you guys, or people can't see you guys, but I can feel you very strongly? And they have a really neat way of explaining things. They tell me that they've been working at it for a long time, trying to figure out the best way to explain the spiritual to people to help them understand it. And that they said something like, it's like you're in a virtual reality game, and you have a helmet on your head, and all you can see with this helmet on your head is the program. Even though we are sitting right beside you, you can only see the program, but you can feel us. And people who, when they pass away, it's like taking off the helmet, and they are able to see people who have already played the game, and people who have participated in the creation of the game. So angels, guides, creator, if you will. And it's like playing a video game, and there are cheats to the video game, and they're it gets slipped to you. This information kind of thing, guidance. If you're open to it, if you're willing to trust yourself enough and know that you're not crazy, and if you're also willing to face your fear of always being afraid of what we don't understand. And that was pretty profound. It was a neat way to look at things, and a bit easier to detach as well, to see life in that way. They explained to me many things that I want to share with you guys, and I will. It's easier than writing. Except I'm still kind of nervous. But regardless, I was doing it. So, yeah. They were talking to me about dimensions, and they somebody came to me just as I was staring lazily at a fan, and they said that the third dimension, what we are in right now, is very much like a fan shut off. You can clearly see the blade, and it's not really moving, or it is, but you can't. It looks like it's standing still. And so then they said, now if you turn the fan on to level 2, the fan starts to spin, and you can still see the blades, but it's rather transparent. That's like the fourth dimension where spirit and nature spirits, where they're very, when people see them or they appear to them, it's always a transparent kind of thing. And then the fan turned on high, where you can't see the blades, but that does not mean the blades aren't there, is the fifth dimension. And that's a very rudimentary way to kind of explain dimensions. You have to really approach spirituality and how they are teaching you in a way where you don't take it as the absolute end-all be-all, because it all seems to be like a stepping stone, and I came across that when they were teaching me about the aura. And they're like, okay, so there's a bright layer color around you. There's one layer of color around the human body. And I'm like, okay, bright layer of color around the human body. I got it. And I can even see it. Great. Okay, cool. Then I was reading some spiritual book, and it said that there are actually 3 layers of color around the body. And I'm like, what? I can't trust the information of these so-called guides. This isn't, it's inaccurate. And so they came to me and they're like, yeah, there actually is 3 layers of color. And then they're like, no, wait, sorry, did we say 3? There's actually 7. No, wait, did we say 7? There's actually 12. And on and on and on it went. And they said that, in order for people to grasp things, they have to give a little bit at a time. Because mental institutions are full of people who have become enlightened too fast, and have not been able to grasp it all. So through trial and error, they've learned to just, little doses at a time. So not to get overwhelmed and be like, the millions of colors around our body in layers, and more than 7 chakras, and all that basics. So that's very valuable. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back shortly. Thanks, guys.